The mythology dates back to more than 2,000 years. It became a part of religious traditions in Shinto and Buddhism. Myths were told orally until AD 712 when they were written in the Kojiki, the records of ancient matters.
In the beginning, heaven and earth were together in a swirling mass of chaos. Then, like an egg, the earth and heaven separated. The earth was heavier like the yolk and fell downward. Heaven was lighter like the egg whites and rose upward. Then the three high deities created Izanagi and Izanami, the creation god and goddess. Izanagi and Izanami wondered what was below them, for they were up in heaven. So they took the jeweled spear of heaven and swirled it into the sea of the earth. And they lifted the spear. The last drop of water created the island of Onogoro-jima.
Down to the island. Izanagi and Izanami wanted to marry, so they made a plan to walk in opposite directions until they met again and they would marry. When they met again, Izanami spoke first. What a beautiful youth I'd met. The two had a child, but it was deformed. This was because Izanami spoke first at the ceremony, so they did the process again. This time, speaking first, Izanagi said, "What a beautiful maiden I've met." And the two became one and gave birth to the 8 great islands known as Japan.
They also created gods and goddesses, Amaterasu, the sun goddess, who was so bright that Izanagi and Izanami placed her up in the heavens to rule there. They also created Susanoo, the violent god, and lastly Kagutsuchi, the fire god. Kagutsuchi burned his mother to death. Izanagi was devastated and went to Yomi, the underworld, to search for her, but he was too late. Izanami was already in a state of putrefaction. She ordered her husband not to look at her, but Izanagi lit a torch and saw her and was horrified. In her rage of her husband having shamed her, she and the Furies of Yomi chased Izanagi out of the underworld.
Unclean from being in the land of the dead, he bathed in sacred water to purify himself. He washed his face, and out of his right eye appeared Tsukiyomi, the moon god. He then looked at the sun, Amaterasu. He looked at the sea, Susanoo, and then looked up at the moon. Tsukiyomi, proud of his noble children, he divided the kingdom amongst them. He then isolated himself on a faraway island for eternity, and Izanami became the queen of the underworld.
The beginning of the Japanese creation myth starts with the world being nothing but chaos, similar to the story of Adam and Eve. And the impatience of Izanagi in the underworld, not wanting to wait to see Izanami, is very similar to the story of Orpheus' journey to Hades to bring back his love, Eurydice. The myth is greatly influenced by Japan being a series of islands. This is why one of the major gods born of Izanami and Izanagi is Susanoo, the god of the sea. Another big influence is the belief that Japan was the origin of the sun, for it rose in the east. Hence why Amaterasu is the sun goddess. Not only is this a tragic love story, but also a tale of how women are inferior to men. This is shown when Izanami speaks first at the wedding ceremony, causing the couple to give birth to deformed children, making the couple have to go through the process again. In order to make normal children, Izanagi must speak first. Another way this myth shows how women are inferior to men is after Izanagi's attempt to bring his wife back from the dead, Izanami becomes queen of the underworld, literally saying that women are beneath men.